Welcome friends to Physics in 20 minutes. We are discussing motion in one dimension or motion along a straight line. Last two videos we have discussed the concepts of velocity and accelerations respectively. So in this video we will discuss the motion in one dimension with constant acceleration. We will derive kinematical equations. We will see how the kinematical equations look like in a free fall situation. Prerequisites for this video are video number 16 and 17. So what is a motion with a constant acceleration? In a motion with constant acceleration, the velocity changes by equal amount in equal time intervals. Let's take a car which at time t is equal to 0 is moving with the velocity v. Let us say that it is constantly accelerated along a straight line. After a time interval delta t, the car velocity will increase. If you take another similar time interval, that is at time 2 delta t, then the car velocity will increase again by the same amount as in the previous case. If you take the next time interval 3 delta t, the car velocity will further increase by the similar amount. So the velocity increases in this case by equal amount in equal time interval. Just in case if the car velocity is decreasing with constant acceleration, then it will decrease by equal amount in equal time intervals. Do notice that the position of the car changes by different amount in each time interval. So how would the motion with a constant acceleration look like on an acceleration time graph? So in an acceleration time graph, since the acceleration is constant, it will be represented by a straight line parallel to time axis and it will not change with time. As we have already learnt in the previous video, the area beneath the line and the time axis between any two interval is nothing but the change in the velocity of the particle. Since a is dv by dt, we can integrate a dt and we get change in velocity as a into t2 minus t1. Let's say v1 is v0, which is velocity in the beginning, v2 is v, t1 is 0 when the observations began, starting time, and let's say t2 is t, any arbitrary time. Then the above equation will modify into v minus v0 is equal to a t minus 0, or we may write it as v is equal to v0 plus at. That is, final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus acceleration into time. This equation is also called as the first kinematical equation. How would the velocity time graph look like for a constant acceleration motion in one dimension? Let's have a look. V is equal to v0 plus at. If you plot a graph of this equation with v on y-axis and t on x-axis, then you can see that the slope of the line is given by a while the y-intercept is given by v0. So here v0 is the y-intercept and the slope of the line is acceleration. Here v0 is the velocity at time t is equal to 0, and if you add at to that, you will get your final velocity, that is v. Now in a velocity time graph, what does the area beneath the curve represent? You can see that here there are two types of area, a triangular area that is half at square and a rectangular area which is v0t. What does this total area represent? So we have learned in the velocity video that in velocity time graph, area under the curve represents displacement, that is change in position. So here the change in position is the sum of the two areas, that is v0t plus half at square. There is another way to find the displacement, that is to integrate the above equation. We know that v is equal to v0 plus at, but v is the derivative of position with respect to time. So v is dx by dt, which is equal to v0 plus at. Therefore dx is equal to v0 dt plus at dt. We can integrate this we get the answer as x minus x0 is equal to v0t plus half at square. X minus x0 is nothing but change in position, which is displacement. Therefore, displacement is v0t plus half at square. Look at the right hand side of this equation. It matches with the area under the curve in the graph. Therefore, position at any time t is given by x is equal to x0 plus v0t plus half at square. This equation is often referred as second kinematical equation. If there is acceleration, then the velocity keeps changing. What will be the average velocity if there is constant acceleration? How do we evaluate that? So let's see. Average velocity is nothing but displacement upon time. V average is x minus x0 upon t minus 0. We have just seen that x minus x0 is v0t plus half at square. That divided by t will give you v0 plus 1 by 2 at. Now from the first kinematical equation, I can get a as v minus v0 by t, and if I put that back into the above equation and solve, then I will get v average as v plus v0 by 2. This is sometimes referred as third kinematical equation, and it is obvious from the graph as well. You can see the graph is a straight line. The velocity changes from v0 to v. The middle value between v and v0 is nothing but my v average. So once again, v average is v plus v0 upon 2. If position is given to me, how will I evaluate velocity? Since v is equal to v0 plus at, t is v minus v0 upon a, I can take the displacement equation and eliminate time from there. So x is equal to x0 plus v0 in bracket v minus v0 by a plus 1 by 2a in bracket v minus v0 by a the whole square. If you solve it, cancel out the common terms and reduce it further, you will get v square is equal to v0 square plus 2ax minus x0. Here x minus x0 is a displacement. So if the displacement is given to you, you can find out the velocity v using this formula. This is sometimes referred as the fourth kinematical equation. So let us summarize. We have derived four main equations which are referred as kinematical equations. Reminding you once again that these equations are valid only for motion with constant acceleration and straight line motion. First equation is v is equal to v0 plus at. This equation gives velocity as a function of time. If time is given, you can calculate velocity. Second equation is position, which is x is equal to x0 plus v0t plus half at square. Here position is given as a function of time. If time is given, you can calculate position. Third equation, average velocity v plus v0 upon 2. So if the acceleration is constant, then the sum of initial and final velocity divided by 2 gives you the average velocity. And finally, if time is not given but position is given and you have to find the velocity, then you can use this equation, v square is equal to v0 square plus 2ax minus x0. There is a class of motion which is called free fall or free fall motion. What exactly is free fall motion? So we have this experience that if you drop anything in the Earth's environment, it is pulled towards the Earth. This situation is normally referred as free fall situation. Let's take a short video. In this video, a ball is dropped. It simply falls on the earth. As long as this ball was falling, we say that it was in free fall. So if you drop or toss an object near earth, then it will fall on earth, and when it is moving towards the earth, we call that situation as free fall situation. Here we neglect air resistance altogether. These freely falling bodies are the most familiar example of motion with constant acceleration. Here the acceleration is acceleration due to gravity, its value is 9.8 meter per second square or 980 centimeter per second square or 32 feet per second square, depending on the system of units you are using. Remember, it's a positive number. It is represented by small g. Generally, in our perspective, it points downward, so mostly considered as negative. Since the free fall motion is along the vertical axis, we may always assume it to be along y-axis. Therefore, we can modify the kinematical equations for the free fall situation. So instead of writing v is equal to v0 plus at, plus a can be replaced by minus g. The acceleration due to gravity is represented by g. Since it is downward, it is considered negative. So v is equal to v0 minus gt. Next equation is position. X is replaced by y. As we have discussed, the motion is along y-axis. So y is equal to y0 plus v0t minus 1 by 2 gt square. Remember, we are replacing again a by minus g. V average remains the same, v plus v0 by 2. While the fourth equation is v square is equal to v0 square minus 2g in bracket y minus y0. So y minus y0 is displacement along y-axis and a is replaced by minus g. Now let's take some examples to understand the concept that we have talked so far. A car accelerates away from a steady observer on the road at 4 meter per second square. At t is equal to 0, it's 10 meter from the observer, moving at 10 meter per second. Find its position after 2 seconds. What will be its position when the speed is 30 meter per second? It's a rather simple problem. You can try to solve it on your own and then come back and check the solution. The solution goes as follows. Let's have a rough sketch of the situation. It's a motion along straight line, so we can draw our x-axis. We can mark our origin. Car's initial position is 10 meters, so x0 is 10 meter. At time t is equal to 0. Car's initial speed is 10 meter per second, so v0 is 10 meter per second. So x0 is given, v0 is given, acceleration is given in the beginning, 4 meter per second square. So what is the position after the time 2 seconds? We can use position equation. X is equal to x0 plus v0t plus half at square. We can substitute the values and solve it. The answer is 38 meter from the observer. So initially it was at 10 meter, now it will go to 38 meter from the observer. In B part, the position is given and the speed is asked. So we can use the fourth kinematical equation, v square is equal to v0 square plus 2ax minus x0. We can substitute the values and solve it. It is 110 meter from the observer. Let's take another exercise. A ball is shot vertically up by a catapult from the edge of roof of a tall building with the speed of 20 meter per second. It falls on the ground eventually. Find the ball's position and velocity at 1 second, time it will take to come to same level at which it was shot, the ball's velocity when it is at 5 meter above the roof, the maximum height reached. Draw position time and velocity time graph of the ball. So at this point, if you want to solve the problem on your own, please solve, then come back and check the solution. Let's draw a rough sketch of the situation. We have a tall building. The ball is thrown from one edge of the building. So ball is thrown up. The ball goes up and then comes down. We assume that it does not hit the building, but it shifts slightly laterally and then falls on the ground. This slight lateral shift we can always ignore, and we assume the motion to be along one vertical line. We take the edge of the building's roof as the origin and we draw our x and y axis. The highest point is the point at which the ball's velocity is reversed. So y0 is 0 because the origin is the point at which the ball is tossed. Initial velocity was 20 meter per second. It was upward, so it will be written as positive. Acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square. So let's do the A part. finding its position at 1 second. So it's very straightforward. We use the position equation, y is equal to y0 plus v0 t minus 1 by 2 gt square. You put the values and solve. You get the answer as 15.1 meter height from the roof. The ball will go further up by 15.1 meter. What is the velocity at 1 second? So we can use v is equal to v0 minus gt, and you will find that velocity turns out to be plus 10.2 meter per second. So you can notice that the velocity has decreased. It was launched with 20 meter per second. Now the velocity is 10.2 meter per second. But the velocity is still positive and the ball is still moving upward direction. When it reaches at the same level, how much time will it take? So here the final position and initial positions are the same, that is 0. Therefore we use y is equal to y0 v0 t minus half gt square. Since y and y0 both are 0, we will write v0 t is half gt square, or t is 2 v0 by g. If you substitute and solve, you get 3.92 seconds. C part, what will be the velocity when the height is 5 meter up from the roof? So we can use v square is equal to v0 square minus 2g y minus y0. We substitute the values and solve. We get the answer as plus minus 17.4 meter per second. Why do we get plus minus? What does it mean? So remember, here the plus is upward direction and minus is downward direction. So ball will be crossing the 5 meter mark once by going upward and then again by coming downward. Therefore we get the two answers here in the form of plus and minus. What will be the maximum height? So remember, when the ball reaches to its maximum height, it is momentarily at rest. Therefore its velocity at that point will be 0. Therefore v is equal to 0 at maximum height. If you substitute in velocity position formula and solve, you get y is equal to plus 20.4. It indicates at the height of 20.4 from the original level, the ball will come to rest momentarily. How will the graph look like? So you can see the displacement versus time graph. If you notice, y is a function of t square. It's basically a parabolic graph. If you plot position versus time, it will look this way. You can see that the maximum height is 20.4 meter, and at time 3.92 seconds, the ball comes at the same level. How would the velocity time graph look like? So velocity is a linear function of time. So this graph will be a straight line. It is thrown upward with a velocity of 20.0 meter per second. So that's the initial positive velocity. Velocity goes on decreasing continuously. Velocity becomes 0. After that, velocity will go on increasing in the negative direction. The slope value is equal to acceleration due to gravity, that is 9.8 meter per second square. Here are some of the review questions. Please go through them. Here are some of the activities. Please solve these problems. Here are the answers to the activity questions. Thank you.